Hi, this is Roy Michael with Channel 21 News. I'm here at the Jacinto Museum at Ash and 7th Street here in San Jacinto. And I'm just about to walk in and talk with Jerry and Betty Jo, and they're going to give us a tour of this wonderful museum. And you are welcome to come here. All right. Hi, Betty Jo. Hi, Jerry. How you doing?
Hi.
Let's have the
Good.
tour.
Let me show you around.
All right.
So this is the San Jacinto City Museum.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of only a few museums that are actually owned by cities in the state of California. It was started in 1939, and we have quite a collection of things. Most everything in here was either found or used or manufactured here in our valley. These are some of the oldest things we have in these cases here. We have these mastodon tusks.
Oh, look at these. Aren't they wonderful?
And then we have this mammoth leg bone.
Cool.
Both of these are well over 1 million years old.
Amazing. Amazing.
It's hard to believe at one time creatures like mammoths roamed our valley.
They're talking about doing Jurassic Park stuff with their stuff now and growing some more of them.
Yes. Hopefully. So a lot of these things were found by this gentleman here, Harley Garbani.
Mm-hmm.
He's was born and raised here, became a plumber, but his entire life he loved collecting things. He grew up and went up to Montana and found at the time the largest intact Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton ever found in the United States. And that's now on display in the Los Angeles Museum of Natural History.
Wonderful.
Very famous, became very famous. We have a large collection of eggs here. A lot of the birds that frequent our valley. We have this. You know what kind of egg that is?
Ostrich?
Ostrich egg.
All right.
We have that because at one time we did have an ostrich farm here in San Jacinto.
Oh, cool.
Way back around the turn of the century. We have some beautiful animals here at one time, and we have deer here, and of course they still frequent our mountains, but at one time we actually had elk.
Wonderful.
And then we have these two beautiful specimens of eagles here that are probably about 100 years old.
Amazing.
Come around this way, we have an extensive collection of Native American artifacts. We have all this pottery and baskets.
I mean, it's so neat to be here. You kind of feel the presence of the people that were here hundreds and thousands of years ago, that this was their home and now it's ours.
Right. And we have all this on display so that people can have that connection to see that these people were here for thousands and thousands of years.
Absolutely. Then they were taken over by Spain, and then they were taken over by Mexico, and now they're part of the United States.
Correct. We have a display here about the Ramona pageant.
Mm-hmm.
Very important.
Seen it quite a few
event.
times.
And the connection, of course, to San Jacinto, which was the only town when Helen Hunt Jackson came here and investigated the plight of the Indians. And this is where it all started for her and her to write her book.
I love this show. We see it almost every year.
Great, great. And we have our museum up at the Ramona Bowl. Betty Jo and I both help out up there.
Okay, yeah, I've been to that.
We have some things here from the city of San Jacinto. This is a soda fountain. Was in the pharmacy back in the day. Kids get a kick out of that because they just can't believe you couldn't order just a Coke when you went to the store. You had to actually make something.
I was a soda jerk when I was 16.
Wow, there you go. An old popcorn machine that was in our old theater.
Uh-huh.
Here we have a display concerning the schools in San Jacinto. San Jacinto has some of the oldest schools in the state of California. I really like this picture here from the class of 1943. The gentleman right in the middle there, Harvey Peebles, that's my dad.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
And then we have a picture over here of the kindergarten And that's actually Betty Jo is in that.
Oh,
picture
wonderful.
there.
She looks the same.
Yep. We move over this way, we have a lot of other displays, a lot of things, but one of the biggest things we have questions about are why do we have this airplane here
Yeah, I noticed that.
in our museum? And that's because back in 1937, the Russians wanted to set the record for the longest flight. They took off from Moscow, flew over the polar ice cap, and were headed, hopefully they were going to try to get to San Diego, but it was so foggy, they ended up in a field about a mile away from here.
Oh, I've never heard that story.
At the time, they had flown 6,295 miles, setting the new record. It was a very big event. People came from all over the United States to see what was happening and to meet the pilot.
So that's
Mikhail
the actual
Dymov.
plane. Look at the wingspan
Yes.
on that, and single engine.
140 feet
Wow,
wingspan. Yes.
that is so cool.
Yes. It was a very big event. And to this day in Russia, there's kids in their fourth grade are still taught about this event. So a lot of times people from Russia, they know where San Jacinto is.
Oh, that's
Yes,
great.
it's a big part of their history. And over here we have some things about the city of San Jacinto. This is a picture from the 1918 earthquake. Was devastated the city of San Jacinto at the time.
San Andreas?
Well, the San Jacinto Fault, which
Okay.
is an offshoot of the
Okay,
San Andreas
I got
Fault.
you.
Yes, yeah. We've actually had two major earthquakes here, one in 1899 and one in 1918. This is the town, of course, rebuilt at that time, about 1925, probably the second year of the Ramona pageant being advertised there. This is 5 Points. There used to be a flagpole in the middle, not there anymore, of course, because of traffic. But Betty and Joe and I really like this picture because this is Betty Jo's mom and dad,
Cool.
and then my grandma and grandpa standing next to them.
Fantastic.
So we really
That's right,
like
you guys
that
are
one.
cousins, right?
Yes.
Cool. All right, this is just amazing.
The Hotel Vosburg, which is still standing down at Five Corners, waiting for someone to come up with a great idea of how to preserve and restore it.
Okay, I hope they don't turn it into a pot shop.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Just don't tear it down.
Oh, look at that. My wife loves stuff like this. Yeah.
Well,
This
that's
is
kind of
so
a
cool.
general overview of the San Jacinto Museum.
Oh, this is the kind of mineral specimens that are
Yes,
all around
this is
here?
an extensive rock collection.
Yeah.
Very neat also. Been on display probably in here for 50 to 60 years.
Okay, excellent. All right. Anything else you got to add?
That's about our collection of things that we like to point out.
All
Of course,
right.
there's a lot more things. Been collecting things down here, like I said, since 1939.
That'll give people a reason to come down here and see it all.
And every time you come in, you'll find something new to
Perfect.
look at.
All right, Jerry and Betty Jo, thank you very much for this. Hey, come on down to this museum. This is amazing. There's also the original mansion that is just right across from here that has a number of other historical artifacts. I want to thank Jerry and Betty Jo. And come on down. This is Roy Michael, Channel 21 News, Hemet. And thanks for watching.